Hi friends, welcome back to this channel. I'm so glad to be back this week. I hope you guys had a really awesome weekend. And to anyone that's new, welcome to the channel. My name is Alita and I share prophetic words that the Lord gives me through dreams. I'll also do teachings on dream interpretation. You can find that series under playlist. It's called Life is But a Dream. Now, I have a dream that I had within the first few days of July. Again, I did not get a chance to put a date to this dream. In the beginning of July, I had quite a few dreams, and I just remember just sitting one day and just recording all of them because I remember them all so clearly and vividly. So yeah, I don't have like specifics like I had it on the 1st or the 3rd. It's somewhere at the beginning of the month. But yeah, before I share the dream and the word that the Lord has given me through this dream, I just want you guys to remember, and for those who are new, this is very, very important. Not every prophetic word is meant for everyone. I share the dreams that the Lord encourages me to share here on the channel and to bring you the word as He gives it to me, because it does pertain to more than one person. They're not just for me. So that's why I come and I do this here on YouTube. But it doesn't mean that the word is for every single person that listens to it. Just because you clicked on this doesn't mean that the word is for you. You still have to take it before Him, ask Him to confirm what He's saying in this video, if this is related to you in any way, especially if you're hearing it for the first time. For some of you, this is confirmation, which is great. It's confirmation of what God has already been speaking to you about. And that's usually the ideal, because you know that, okay, this is definitely a word for me. I still encourage you to take your questions to Him, to get your specific instructions from Him. Relationship is the most important thing. It's so important that you learn to hear His voice for yourself, because that's, at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, if everything passes away, all you have is the Lord. So it's so important that you develop your own relationship and are able to know when He's speaking to you. Yeah, so now that we're done with that disclaimer, let's get into the dream, guys. So in this particular dream, I was in this kind of like safari bus situation, and there were other people in there with me, obviously. And as we were driving through this place, which looked like a safari, there were like, how can I put it? I guess you can call them intersections or adjacent or adjoining. Adjoining streets. So I was on the street, and then there were like adjoining streets like that, if that makes sense. So we would be driving down, and then I'd look down one street, and I'd noticed all these dogs. They looked like German shepherds almost. So yeah, they just came running towards, no, not the first time. So in the first little adjoining street, I really hope I'm using the right word, I just saw them. Then as we drove and I looked down the next street, they came running towards the vehicle, and the windows were open. So they came running towards this little safari bus, jumped in and jumped out the other side. So no one was harmed. And then when we passed the next street, I closed my window. There was like this automatic button, and I closed it, and again the dogs came running towards the vehicle. They bashed into the window and kind of just slid down, you know, like you would see in cartoons. And next thing, the dream switches to another scene where I'm walking, and it's almost like this tunnel type of place. And as I'm walking, I can hear someone coming up from behind me. So I look and I see that it's actually a person, but not quite a person. I thought it was just someone like wearing something, and I couldn't see their face. But when they got close, they were just completely black, like black, no eyes, nothing, like the solid color black. And I knew that this was a demon. And I recognized the demon. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I've defeated you. Like, why are you here? I literally said that to the demon, and I brushed that demon off. I was like, just go away, and the demon disappeared. Another one came, same story. Demon I recognized that I had defeated in the past, and I also said, go away, and it went away. Then I was out of the tunnel, almost like a different scene. And I was like in this kind of like town square type of place, and there were people dressed in black, almost like I don't know what you call them. I should educate myself on this, but they look like the type of outfits that you would see Muslim people wearing. They were not quite 100% like that, but they look similar to that. So just closed off, all black and covered. And I remember I was ready to be like, okay, you demon. And then I realized, no, these are people and they're going about their business. They were harmless. But then there was a lady who came up to me. She was dressed in red. She looked very well put together, you know, like she looked like she was wearing a uniform of some sort, almost like an air hostess. So very well put together, with her little hat that did look like an air hostess's hat, and a flight attendant. I think that's what you call them these days, flight attendant. Sorry if I offended anyone, if that was an old term. So she came up to me, and I didn't find her threatening, like I did with the other people who I realized were not trying to threaten me. They were going about their business. I didn't find her threatening. So she came up to me and she was really trying to talk to me, and she was saying something. And unfortunately, I don't remember what she said, but she said someone's name and she was saying stuff. And I remember thinking, yeah, I think I can trust you, but I was very uneasy when she got really close and started speaking. I really felt like I couldn't trust her. I was quite suspicious of her. And then the dream ended. So, what a dream. So, I'm just going to use my notes because I made very specific notes for this dream. What the Lord was showing me through this dream is that the enemy is going to try and use strategies, attacks that he has used on you before. This is the main key of what God is trying to show us in this dream. But if you look towards the end of the dream, there's a twist. So starting from the beginning, that first scene where we're in that safari vehicle, and I was not alone. The Lord is just showing that many of you are going through this or will go through this. And that part of the dream was showing the past, showing that there were certain demons that were assigned to you, or demonic spirits that were assigned to you. And passing that first kind of street, it was almost like they were identified. And then in the second one, they came into your life. They almost were like, yeah, they were able to influence your life or whatever during that time of your life. And obviously in the dream they went out the other window. So even though they were trying to do harm and trying to do certain things, they weren't quite successful in terms of their ultimate plan. Then that third street that I saw, and I had closed my window, shows how you have overcome that. You were able to overcome those demons. You were able to protect yourself, or receive protection from the Lord because of certain decisions that you made, because the Lord made you aware of them. You were delivered from these demonic influences. You went through a process of healing, deliverance, wilderness, all of that. And then the second part of the dream, where I was in that tunnel and I had these black figures coming up to me, and I was saying, hey, I've dealt with you before, why are you even wasting my time? The Lord is showing that currently the enemy wants to the enemy wants to release these demonic spirits again into your life to try and influence. It's almost as if he's tried certain things and you've overcome them, and now he's saying, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to where we started, because we got her or we got him the first time using this particular strategy. Let's do it again. And the Lord is saying that he wants you to be like aware and sober and vigilant and to look out for this, because the word tells us very clearly, it's in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, it says, be sober and be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So he's always looking to see how he can get to you. And now he's relaunching a strategy he used before, but God is saying he wants you to use your discernment and to recognize it, and you won't have to spend hours in warfare, guys. It's just literally reminding that demon that you dealt with them already and kicking them to the curb, right? So the next part of the dream, where I was in that town square, the Lord is showing that this is where the twist comes in, because however the enemy is going to try and bring back these particular demonic spirits, he's going to, so you may start to see certain things happening, and you may start to suspect certain people, or certain situations, like the way they happened in the past. But God is saying, actually, the enemy is going to try and bring it in a way that you wouldn't expect. That woman in red representing someone that I wasn't suspicious of until she got really close and started speaking in my ear. And then I was like, no, something's not right. And then the opposite of that was seeing the people dressed in black and thinking, oh, these must be dangerous. And meanwhile, none of them came up to me, said anything. They were going about their own business. So the Lord is saying, just watch out for that twist where the enemy will use someone else or a different scenario to try and get these demons back into your life, to try and influence you and keep you from your promise. I hope that makes sense. But it's a really profound dream. And guys, I really believe in this time right now, there are a lot of demonic attacks being unleashed. I keep getting all these dreams about the strategies that the devil is trying to unleash upon us, and I'll be sharing more of that with you, because obviously everyone is different and the enemy will do it however he wants to do it. But you've got to be aware that you're about to reach a certain level of breakthrough that you've never done before, and the enemy's going to try everything that he can to try and get in your way, or to try and stop you. You've been able to overcome him in the past, and the Lord is reminding you of that, but he's also saying watch out, because he's going to try and twist things so that it doesn't look exactly as it was before, and he's trying to trick you by making you suspicious of someone or something that you shouldn't be, and bringing in this demonic spirit using another channel that seemingly looks good. But I also want to encourage you guys, because because of the amount of attacks that are happening right now, I want to encourage you, because it can feel like you're just constantly in a fight, you're constantly trying to overcome something. It feels like it's never ending. But Jesus said these beautiful words. This is John 16 verse 33. He says, I have told you all of this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart, because oh my gosh, sorry, this thing did not complete. Sorry guys, technology. We're gonna get it. Almost have it. But take heart, because I have overcome the world. I knew this. Anyway, so Jesus is telling us this. The Lord is giving us all of this information so that we may have peace in him, because he's looking out for us. He's giving us strategies. He's showing us what the enemy is up to, so that we may have peace in him, knowing that he's already taken care of it. So here on earth, he says, you will have many trials and sorrows. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is, but take heart, because he has overcome the world. So friends, that's the word for today. I really hope that it is encouraging to someone who's really going through the most right now with attacks, stuff that you've dealt with before, and just look out for those twists that the enemy will try and bring to try and derail you, to try and make you think something else when it's really another thing. So yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you to everyone for all your support, your prayers, your love, your donations. Just the way you guys sow into this ministry is really so meaningful, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I'll catch you in the next video. Remember, always keep this front of mind. God is a good Father. He really is. And he loves you so very much, because you, my friend, are so deeply special to him. I'm in a race right to the start. They tried and left me